entertainment, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you like read really in between the lines, there is a lot of lessons in there, and I think, I mean, no matter what kind of a character Barney comes across as, but there's something about him that I'm sort of appreciating as I have taken the turn to adulthood. Is that if you really don't make life interesting, if you really don't consciously try to have a story to tell and make things memorable, oof, life is just gonna be, it'll just walk right past by you and you wouldn't even know. And if you have your
Yeah.
friends along with in that story or to tell that story to, then it's something. Otherwise, it's just pretty dark.
I think I love the character development that he had as well. Like in the
Yeah,
beginning, he was kind of forcing himself throughout, like to just have those relationships and have just like try to make those moments happen on purpose. Even like he just wanted like a story for the whole time. But as the seasons progressed and as he like in between, he ended up falling in love with Robin. He was okay with not having those kind of moments of like just having that story, but was also happy like having those down moments of like, oh, I'm just with Robin and we
yeah.
are doing our own thing, rather than have like that Liberty Well kind of story happen again and again,
Yeah.
something like different
I
happen
mean,
all the
no
time.
matter what, surprisingly deep down, Barney is actually not even a little bit sexist. He's actually pretty open. I mean, he's okay with his wife being a stripper at some point, and he's
Hmm.
okay with Robin smoking cigars and scotches, and he's all up for women being women and doing whatever they want to do. Like he's
His
never shown
brother,
off. Like, sorry, what?
he's a good wingman for his brother as well, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like he's so open that way. He really
yeah.
isn't tied down by his own ideas. I mean, some people would go on to argue that scamming women into sleeping with them is a bit sketchy, but okay, I
Yeah.
guess that
I
might be.
mean that you can saying it also kind of makes it sound like very sketch in general,
Yeah, I mean, okay,
but
like there are parts of it that are sketchy,
yeah.
but I think overall, deep down, he eventually, I mean, he's always a great person, but he becomes an even better person as the story moves on.
I think in a way he represented that ideal of what like some of the guys our age at the time used to think about all the
Yeah.
time, like the bro code and all those kind of things. Like we wanted to be that person because
Yeah,
that's how our brains work,
I mean,
right?
like same,
But
right? Characters like Barney, characters
yeah,
like Stifler from American Pie. I mean,
yeah.
these characters for some reason are very aspirational for teenage boys because of the simple idea that media tries to sell you. Or
Yeah.
I mean, I
But
think
this is why I like Barney is the fact
yeah,
that they showed him grow, and because
yeah,
with him, I think we also grew, right, as people, especially like seeing him being in love and actually being torn about like not doing his daily habit, like whatever he was so used to. He
yeah,
didn't want to do that just because he was growing as that character and becoming a person that he wasn't before, and like him getting the closure with his dad and learning about like how his dad actually moved on and wasn't like
Do you
it
remember
wasn't that
the
person who
episodes?
you
Do you
huh
remember the episodes when what's his brother's name? I am forgetting.
um wait,
Yeah,
yeah, what is his brother's
if
name?
you remember, put us a comment down and tell us what his brother's name are because we've forgotten. But when they find out that the father they've been researching is actually his brother's dad, oh my
i
God, it
remembered
is
i
so.
remembered
Wait, what?
james
James.
james
James. It's so funny when James finds his father and Barney
Yeah.
just tries to fit in and he's like, Dad, see, I can jump. Dad, see, I'm playing basketball. And then in the end, he's just singing in auto tune. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Him playing the piano.
But you know what the best part about it was, like those two were just accepting of he's gonna be like this, let
Yeah,
it
no,
like you
nobody.
know it's fine.
It is so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, like, look, Dad, I can jump. Dad, see, I can sing. Oh God. I
Oh
mean,
my god.
I think a
Oh,
part of Barney is also representing psychologically a lot of denial.
yeah.
And it's also something that a lot of us do. I mean, I have done for most part of my life. I still do. Is that we choose to not see things for what they are, and we build an elaborate story around us that helps us sleep better at night. But I think that there's a case to be made for that, man. Like
But that's what the whole thing was, right? Like
Yeah,
at the end, like he was able to face those demons, and he was happy to face them, and he faced them
yeah,
not only for himself but for the people he loved, his friends, and like at one point Robin. Even
yeah.
though that didn't end up like working out for after a few years, that which was sad to see, because I
Hmm.
really ended up like really liking those two together in
Oh
between,
yeah,
right?
what
Like
was that? They did that last play in the playbook. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah, the final play, like
Oh man.
that was such a beautiful way to ask Robin
Yeah,
to marry
and
him,
and
and
he takes Ted's feelings into account as well, which is so
yeah.
beautiful. I mean, it's so tough to do that, right?
I mean,
Because
he since the beginning he's been calling him his best friend, right?
yeah,
No matter what, and he cares for his best friend that much that he would sacrifice being with Robin for him, and that was something really, really, really like big of him. And I
yeah,
think people don't realize of that about Barney because they just see him to be that one-dimensional character of I like women, I like to sleep with women, and that's what I am. That like no, that he was genuinely a lot more.
true. It just makes that part about him and Ted fighting all the more sadder.
Yeah,
Like Ted's like, yeah, he's not my best friend. He's not. And
yeah.
Barney's just like calling him up again and again. And
That's what I find funny. Like Ted, we love Ted for
yeah,
sure. I think he's such a sweet, sweet, sweet character, and for him to be the complete opposite of his character, and Barney to be the complete opposite of his, where one guy who's supposedly like the complete like not sweet and not doesn't care about anything, is actually that distraught about his best friend, while one guy who's like supposed to be the most caring person and the sweetest person and the person who believes in the idea of love and friendship that much to like completely give up on the other guy who is such a weird dynamic to see, to be honest, because it was very well written as well, because you could see it happening. It didn't feel out of character,
true.
because and it was their own natures that caused it, right? One guy, because he didn't care, caused so much pain to the person who did, that that person was forced to kind of give up on that on his friend, right? And was forced to leave him, while the other guy start realized what his actions had caused, and that's why he was that distraught. And that's such good character writing,
Oh
especially
yeah.
like